Imagine Saturday, evening. You're coming home with shopping bags. In your mouth, the pleasant aftertaste of a purchase, a light dopamine rush. But as soon as you cross the threshold and toss your keys on the table, that feeling evaporates. In its place comes a heavy, sticky coldness in your chest. You haven't even opened your banking app yet, but your palms are already sweaty. Your stomach clenches into a knot because you know the number you're about to see will make you count days until payday again. You look at these new things, beautiful, expensive, status, and you don't feel joy. You feel physical exhaustion. Like these things aren't your helpers, but weights you've tied to your own feet. This isn't just shopping. This is financial breathlessness. Let's be honest. You're not here because you can't do math. You're here because your money is leaking through your fingers on things that promised to make you happy, but instead made you a hostage. Today, we're breaking down 10 things that are stealing your future. Spoiler, it's simpler than you think. The only thing is to build your system. Before we start this list, I want you to hear me. You're not stupid. The world around you spends billions of dollars every year to make you feel not enough. Not stylish enough, not successful enough, not well-groomed enough. They're selling you scarcity. They tell you that if you don't buy this thing, you don't belong to the upper league. The system is rigged against you. Algorithms know your weaknesses better than your mom. So when you spend your last money on a bag or cosmetics you can't afford, it's not a lack of logic. No, it's your psyche crying out for safety and acceptance. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most advice about saving on small things, that's complete nonsense. You can drink instant coffee your whole life and still stay poor if you don't see the holes in your financial ship through which thousands are leaking. We're going to talk about things bought by people desperately trying to look rich while actual rich people are buying themselves freedom. First, status on credit. For example, the latest iPhone model on installment. Let's be frank, if you need credit for a phone, that phone isn't in your budget. You're not buying a gadget. You're buying the right to put it on the table during a meetup with friends so nobody thinks you have problems. This is the poverty tax. You're paying interest to a bank for the illusion of success. Second, the cosmetics graveyard. Here's a different trap. You buy a 5th serum, a 3rd eyeshadow palette, and a 10th face mask because you saw an influencer's ad. Your vanity turns into a graveyard of half-empty jars with expiring dates. This is trying to buy beauty through quantity, not results. A financially literate woman invests in one effective visit to a cosmetologist or 2 quality products that actually work instead of buying out the entire store selection hoping for a miracle. The math is brutal. You're spending money on the process of buying care, not on actual care. Third, investments in hobbies you don't do. A gym membership you visited twice. A professional art set gathering dust. This is a dopamine trap. Your brain gets satisfaction from buying the image of a new you, but doesn't want to do the work. You're not buying a yoga mat. You're buying hope that starting Monday, you'll be a different person. Spoiler, tools don't change identity. Fourth, brand name cosmetics that aren't justified. You buy a $50 lipstick not because it applies better, but because there's a logo on the case. This is trying to buy membership in a luxury lifestyle. But the truth is that real luxury is healthy skin, not a layer of expensive plaster on a tired face. Fifth, a car upgrade you can't handle. A car is a liability. It loses 20% of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. If you're spending more than 15% of your income maintaining metal, you're working for the car, not the other way around. This is a prison on wheels. Sixth, sales and 3 for the price of 2 deals. You didn't save $20. Yeah, you spent $40 on something you didn't need. When you see a red price tag, your rational brain shuts off. This is playing on your basic survival instincts. Stop. Money in your account is a better discount on anything in the future. 7th, takeout habits, meaning daily food delivery. This is about your inability to manage your time and energy. Every delivery is overpaying for laziness. When this becomes a system, you're literally eating up your freedom capital. 8th, magic courses and successful success. Those same courses promising to teach you to make millions in a week. You're buying a magic pill, but there's no magic in business, only discipline and hard skills. Stop paying for other people's villas in Dubai. 9th, weddings or parties on debt. She's starting a life together from a financial pit just to impress relatives you see once every 5 years. This is financial suicide. Real security in a couple is when you have an emergency fund, not pretty Instagram photos. And 10th, comfort you haven't earned. For example, business class on your last money. This sounds crazy, but people often buy luxury to drown out the fear of poverty. You want to feel like a queen for 1 hour, then live on water for a month. These are emotional swings that keep you trapped. Here's the thing. I don't want you to save. I want you to become rich. And rich people know one secret. Money is options. I'm Nicolina, and I study the psychology of big money. Why are some people wired for success, while others are stuck in financial deficit for decades? Let's figure it out. When you refuse another jar of unnecessary cosmetics that will just gather dust, you're not depriving yourself. You're buying yourself the right to quit a toxic job any Tuesday and not panic. This is called walkaway money, freedom money. Do this today. First, acknowledge the hole. Look at your expenses from last month. Find that same thing from our list that ate up your peace. Don't punish yourself. Just note, this was the price of my anxiety. Second, introduce the 48-hour rule. Saw something you urgently want to buy? Close the tab. If after 2 days you still feel a need for it, not just excitement, then we'll return to the conversation. And third, name your freedom. How much does your month of peaceful life without work cost? Every time you refuse an unnecessary purchase, that's a step toward that month. You're not buying nothing. You're buying 30 days without an alarm clock and stress. Imagine, in a year, you walk into a store. You're calm. You look at things, and they have no power over you. You could buy that bag, but you don't need it because your self-esteem no longer depends on a brand. You know that in your account sits an amount that lets you look at the future with curiosity, not horror. That feeling of lightness in your shoulders, that's what real wealth is. You're no longer playing other people's games. You're writing your own rules. Let's start today. What's one thing from this list you'll never buy again under the influence of emotions? Write in the comments. Let's be honest with each other. Your freedom starts with your honesty. See you out in the next video.